Complete domination. Finally, we don't have to stress about a game. We put it away from the get-go. I mean, we played unbelievable tonight. Almost untouchable, I would say. I say this team played close to perfect as I've seen all season. They look great. I think they literally have all those frustrations had built up from losing to the Hawks, almost losing to the freaking Knicks, and then we just unleashed the Kraken on the lowly Wolves. I mean, they're not that terrible. You know, I think they're 2 games under 500. 2-1 under Flip Saunders' son ever since they let go of Tibbs. They just played overall great basketball, great team basketball. They had 40 assists tonight, dominated on the boards. We had, I think, 55 boards tonight to their 31, I want to say. Shot nearly 60%, nailed 21 threes, went to the line 21 times, shot 85%. Just complete domination. It was great to see. We collectively, from the starting lineup, even to the bench, we got great bench play, too. The Sixers needed to do this. I was a little worried coming into Murderer's Row. But I think, Connor, adding Corey Brewer to this lineup is going to aid us a little bit. I mean, it's not like that wow factor that you want. I still think you're going to need more pieces, but he's another 3-and-D guy that you can add to the mix. He's a wing defender that you definitely need and can add to this team. He can hit an open shot if needed, but I just thought it was an overall great win tonight. Embiid again dominant, 31 points. Simmons had a very nice game, chipped in 20 and 11. I really like him working out of the post a lot more. Even on offensive sets, when you got TJ running the point, you got Ben down there using his height and his big body to be able to grab boards, which I think he will be more effective doing that. It was just great to see this. After watching his past couple games just struggle. But this is the stretch, because now up until the next 2 weeks, or even 3 weeks, you could say, could make or break the Sixers season, okay? This is going to be the testament to see if we're going to make a playoff push. So 1 down, we destroy the Wolves by 42 points. Not much to say other than they played a great game. There was great ball movement, high energy tonight. Collectively, we got all the starters were in double figures. So, and of course, it was the return of Dario and Rocco. They got their standing O's, which I thought was well deserved, very classy by the folks down here at the Wells Fargo. I hope we still have we need a trade still, Stolitz Prince. Whether it's Elton Brand trying to work some magic, because I don't know what we really have to offer other than that Miami pick and some of our picks, and you got Zaire and Fultz or whatever, but there's not much to work with, so he's going to have to work some Howie magic. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks. That's why he's the GM. Adding Brewer was essential, but you still need more pieces to add to this team. Okay, great win. We're not going to shoot nearly 60%, and close to, what did we shoot, 48% from downtown? That's not going to happen night in and night out. Yeah, Bolden was nice. We got 14 points out of him. He was nailing some threes. I mean, we were just hitting threes. Unbelievable. They weren't really contested. We were breaking down defense. I mean, it was nice to see. And it was rocking down here because I think a lot of people wanted to see Rocco and Dario's return. They didn't do much. Cat was shut down. Wiggins was a complete garbage night. He didn't do anything. But, you have a guy in Brewer that's got playoff experience. I don't know if he's played in the finals. He's been on a lot of teams, but he's got playoff experience. He's been in the league for, 12 years now? But he had some, he really doesn't have athleticism anymore, but he can defend and hit an open shot if you need him to. So, Elton Brand's going to have to do better than this, though. You look at the guys they were working out. There were some G League guys they were working out. We should trade for Ingram. Lakers want to move him, but I don't know. That's the thing, Connor. What do we give up? It's not like we're really deep at any real position. We're still kind of hurting from the Butler trade by giving up 3 guys for 2. Probably should just wait till we actually see what... I think you kind of have to just wait to see what you got out of Zaire and Markelle Fultz. As much as it sucks to say, I don't know what kind of magic Elton's going to be able to make because we have no trade value. We don't really have anything to give up. Taurean Prince on the Hawks, nice young two-way wing player. Yeah, I would like to get Taurean, but what do you give up for him? You know? What is it? I mean, I'd like to see what we got out of Justin Patton. I don't know where he is along his rehab. If he's even going to return this season. I don't think we're going to see Fultz at all the rest of the year. He's out there chillaxing in L.A. But they're kind of banking on him providing for this team. So, the Hawks are kind of in a middling road. They have played better since they got rid of Jimmy and acquired Rocco and Saric, but they're in a very tough West. Exactly. Tons of injuries. But Taurean Prince would be a great addition to this team. Hawks are playing well. They're beating the Thunder, I saw. If Jonah can hit those shots, he needs to hit those shots. That's the reliability of our bench is going to make or break the team, but I feel like that's why you still have to add depth to it, because you're not going to rely on Muscala to hit open shots all the time. And the same with Bolden. They don't shoot that high of a percentage from downtown to really have them be reliable and get major minutes. So that's why I feel like you still have to get another guy like a Taurean Prince would be nice. And then there was reports about us going after Dennis Smith Jr. I don't see us going after him. I don't think he's a real fit here anyway. Muscala and the Heat pick, is that enough for Prince? I don't think it is, Philly Fanatic. Muscala's got like 0 trade value. He's kind of just like a throw-in guy. Yeah, Howard's a beast. We should side Jimmer from China. Oh, I don't want Jimmer for that. Yuck. No, thank you. Let him do his thing over in China. I never thought he would be an NBA player anyway, from what he was doing in college. And, you know, Mr. 3 happy, because he won't produce like that over here in the NBA. But I think you're going to have to give up a little more to get Taurean Prince, because they've got their building blocks. I don't know if he's really the odd man out. But Muscala's like a throw-in guy. Trevor Ariza might be available again. You know, adds veteran leadership. I still would like to go with the younger route. Maybe a guy that's been in the league for 5-6 years. Not so much. Ariza's been, what? God, 13? Same with Brewer. He's been in the league for a long time. So I think Taurean Prince would be great, but I don't know what you're going to piece together. And you don't want to give another 3 guys up for one player to where you're kind of balancing your depth chart out, because we're still hurting from the depth from when we gave up Dario, Egghead, and Rocco. But big win. We have to have the same type of energy, and I think they were just letting that frustrations out from losing to the team like the Hawks and almost blowing a 24-point lead to the freaking Knicks, who didn't even have Tim Hardaway Jr. If we could acquire Tim Hardaway Jr., he would be a great addition. Even a Derrick Rose would be nice on this team. Back rim protector. Well, that's where Philly, I like the idea of getting Prince, but maybe Hayward. Sorry, Philly Fanatic, that kind of poofed away. I couldn't see your question. It disappeared before I could read all of it. But that's why we're relying on Justin Patton to get healthy. He's going to be that rim protector if his foot can ever get better. He will be that backup center. We got Amir finally came in, and you kind of cringed when he did play for us, but he is way better than having Muscala or even Ben Simmons at the 5. I don't like having Ben at the 5. I don't really think he plays a good position at that point. I'd rather have him at the 4 at anything, but definitely not as our rim protector. But having Amir back was helpful. It was nice to see him get some minutes. Hey, Dedmon would be okay. He's a nice shot blocker, and he can stretch it from downtown. Any of these options would be viable. It's just, what are we willing to give up? Because that Heat pick, I feel like we should hold on to that when we're trying to make, because that's our leverage chip right there. That's really the only thing we have going for us at that point that has any real trade value. Asked you, Milton or Hayward and Highsmith can be two-way role players. You see, they're not really going to make an impact on this team, I don't think, because Shake Milton is a rookie, still very, very raw. And coming off an injury, and then Hayward, I think, is a G League player. So I don't know what we're really going to get out of him either. That's why I don't want to make these mediocre signings. I want to make a splash. It's like 30 old vets, so probably like 2 second-rounders. Hey, if we can get him for 2 second-rounders, let's get it done. Because the Hawks are making some noise, and I think Lloyd Pierce is the right guy for that squad. It just sucks that we let him go. I would have rather had him as our head coach, but we're going to have to do what we got to do. So waiting on the Fultz. Don't hold your breath about Fultz. Yeah, the Heat aren't that bad, but remember, that pick's not till 2020, what is it, 2021? That don't come into effect, so that's unprotected. So they could be bad in 3 years. But it literally is our really only trade value because it's unprotected. So it's not like it's got any of those corny protections on them like the Luka trade happened this year. So it's got some value to it, as to whereas our first-round pick, with our record being as it is, it doesn't have as much value as that Heat pick. No, they don't. They're going to be bad in like 2 years. Winslow's okay. Don't think he's a budding star. He's more of a role player. So they're going to be bad. You're going to have Dwayne Wade retiring after the season. They missed on Winslow. He's more of a role player. Hassan Whiteside ain't nothing special. Trying to think who they got. Tyler Johnson. They have a bunch of role players, and they've got a good coach. Yeah, Bam's okay. I don't think, again, not a go-to scorer, more of an energy guy. So they're going to be bad. So I'd like to hold on to that trade chip and use it towards maybe if we can acquire like a B-type player. You know what I mean? Because I don't think we're going to get any A-plus type players other than in free agency by offering them a ton of money. But there were no qualms with Jimmy. Jimmy was real respectful, I thought, with his team. Gave him love to Flip Saunders' son. You know, because the media was trying to hype this up like, oh, playing against his old team that he wanted to get traded from. And then you got Rocco and Sarge, and there was no booing except for Egghead. We showered him with boos tonight. Even when he missed shots, we cheered. It was awesome. It probably didn't get to him, but I thought it was funny. The other two got mad love, which they respectively deserved. Sucks that they are on that squad and freezing their asses off in Minnesota and not playing for anything, but maybe we can get those cats back in free agency at some point. Overall, great win. No complaints. I wish we could play like this every night. Near perfect games. Probably not going to happen, but you got to take this energy into Indiana on Thursday. Don't get lackadaisical. You take the same energy, and you got to play like that on the road. You have to. Take all that frustrations that happened over the past couple games and keep that fire fueling because it's going to get tough. Think we get a 3-0? No, I don't think so. Tobias. I would love to get Tobias. I don't see the Clippers letting him go, though, bro. I wanted Tobias Harris ever since he was on the Magic. I wanted us to trade for him. And then, you know, we never really made a move. I think he would fit great on this team, Tobias Harris would. I feel like Embiid is the only true all-star on the team right now. I don't think Ben Simmons has played up to the level as an all-star. He's had, you know, a lot better games over the past week and a half. I will say that. If he played like that from the beginning of the season, yes. And I don't even think really Jimmy has respectively played really like an all-star since he's got here. But all-star's a popularity contest anyway, so that shit really don't mean anything. Oh, yeah, Gary Harris would be dope, dude. But they'd want something for him. If we could maybe get him for that Miami pick, pull a trigger. I'd really like to have Jamal Murray here, but it is what it is. Sixers blow it out. We'll have to see what happens if Elton Brand does make some magic. I hope this is not the only move he makes with acquiring or signing signing Corey Brewer to a 10-day contract. You're going to need a lot more to make that needle move for us, Elton, because that ain't going to do it. We're going to need more players and more firepower off the bench. Try to get D. Rose if you can off that team. Also not give up Harris, Murray, or Jokic. Yeah, they're pieces, I know. Wishful thinking. Remember, I wanted to trade up for Jamal Murray when drafting Ben, too. Dude, if we would have had Ben and Jamal, nasty. So I think Jamal Murray's an up-and-coming star. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Great win, 42-point win. We weren't sitting at the edge of our seats at any point. We weren't chewing on our nails. My throat wasn't in my stomach. I wasn't kicking the seats in front of me. I didn't lose my voice. I wasn't cussing too much. But overall, just a great, great win. We needed this after these frustrating games, bro. They're almost losing to a freaking 10-win Knicks team without Hardaway Jr. I'd inquire about him, really, to get him on this team if we can. Yeah, right, Corey Brewer is the missing piece, if only. So, 42-point win by the Sixers, 146-107. Whew! We were an offensive juggernaut. 55 rebounds, 40 assists, 21 threes, and 60%. God, can we do this again? Kyle Gaffner on the Bitter Birds. I'm out. Sucks that the Eagles lost too, guys. I'm really feeling for y'all. I was really pushing for them to beat them. They could have beat the Saints. I still think Jim Schwartz was to blame for that. I think he should have blitzed more, even though you don't have guys back there that you can really rely on. The Patriots have done it for how long? It's all about making adjustments in the NFL. I mean, look, they used, the Baltimore Ravens scheme against the Chargers. The New England did. So it's just, it's poor coaching, in my opinion, by Jim Schwartz, not being able to adjust and running the same old soft defense, especially when you have Fletcher Cox even going out. So you're not even getting full pressure from your 4 down linemen. And you're going to be losing guys next year. It's going to be interesting what the Birds can do. But I definitely think you got to pay Nick that money and trade his ass. Now you got to score more than 14 points in the playoffs. Come on, not on the defense. Nick was struggling against man coverage. Yo, they had him on the ropes. Until that pick happened, that bad pass by Nick, they were cooking him, dude. They were cooking him. But you can't give up. How many times were they 3rd and 16? Like 2nd and 20, and you're letting them get it in one play? That's a disgrace. I mean, you literally have no press coverage happening. You're not jamming the receivers at the line. I mean, you're letting them off the release without any restriction at all. It's a joke. They literally stood up in a line and just tried to guard the first down from getting them first down. You can't do that. The middle of the field's wide open, and you've got one of the most accurate quarterbacks in all the NFL, and you're just going to let him sit back there and pick you apart like that? Absolute disgrace, bro. Jim Schwartz is a joke. He's always been a jackass. I've never been a fan of him, even when they had him last year when they were getting pressure. He's too narrow-minded. Okay? He's too narrow-minded to not blitz. You have to mix it up. You have to make adjustments in this league. And they didn't do it. And I think the Eagles definitely could have ran some clock, got that touchdown, and been playing the Rams in L.A., but coulda, woulda, shoulda, not going to. You got to look forward to next season, see what Carson's going to do and all that other stuff. Love to talk some football with y'all, just because it was a great win by the Sixers. Now we look forward to Thursday. Beat them freaking Pacers. And it's good because Boston's been losing, too. They look a mess. If we blitz Breeze, then the QBs would be one-on-one with Thomas. Yeah, I get that. But, look, they were in a soft zone the entire time, and Thomas still shredded them. You got to mix it up. Jam Thomas at the line. Don't freaking let him get a free release. All them quarterbacks are playing 10 yards off. That cannot happen. That cannot happen with an offense like that. Now, I thought they did a great job by holding them to only 20 points. But with the way the Eagles had them on the ropes like that, and that 4th and 1 with that punt really was the turning of the tide, and that pick by Lattimore, the first pick. And you can't all blame, nobody should be blaming Alshon Jeffrey for dropping that ball. 9 times out of 10, he's going to make that catch. You wouldn't have won a Super Bowl without him. It was just shit luck. And Lattimore's in the right place at the right time. You can question why did they rush it at that point. I don't think they should have. I thought they should have took it to the 2-minute warning, but it is what it is. Can't cry over spilled milk, and when you have a 5'9" quarterback on Thomas, yeah, but if you jam him at the line, dude, it's going to restrict him from doing something. When you're playing 10 yards off, and it's like 3rd and 16, he's getting free release, he's getting all them free yards. It's easy, and then he's going in the middle of the soft zone anyway. Them guys weren't even moving around. It was a disgrace. I don't want to get into this because I got to go anyway. We can get into this later if you want to talk some football. I'd definitely like to do a video because football is my favorite sport. But big win by the Sixers. This is KG on BB. I'm out. Leave your comments, concerns. What you all think of tonight? Welcome back, Rocco and Sarge. Good luck with the rest of the season. Peace.